Christian educational class as we begin here in Joshua, the 24th chapter. It speaks of an old man who knew his time was short, who said in this chapter, "Now call the nation along with their leaders together." And he began to rehearse in their ear what they knew to be the truth and nothing but the truth. For many among them that gathered with their leaders were 10 years old when they left Egypt, and their life was spared in the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. This was the old man whom they traveled with for more than another 40 years. And these who had gathered with the elders saw with their own eyes the power of their God. His strategy, his plan was to encourage them, the people, the leaders, the people, to love a God who is dependable, to love a deity who is living, to love a God, a deity who loved them. Joshua reminded them that they are the children of idol worship. Their fathers worship other gods, but God chose and called their father Abraham and made them this nation that is gathered at his feet a great nation. Joshua reminded them that their fathers were delivered from being cursed by a greedy prophet. He reminded them that they went into Egypt and became slaves, but God sent Moses, who brought them out of Egypt with a strong arm, and then led them through the Red Sea, and brought them to the border of this land called Canaan. And those who were 12 in the Exodus are now 80 at the entrance. But their fathers could not go in. They saw God, or they saw how God caused the smallest nation among 30 nations defeat them all. And everybody in the nation of Israel and those who remained in the territory knew that it was only by the power of their God that they gained the victory. Joshua reminded them of God's love and encouraged them, do not worship other gods. He knew, Joshua, that in the midst of this great company of leaders and citizens of the Hebrew nation, that there were many of them who did not, or who had not overcome the corruption that they inherited from their fathers to worship man-made religion. So Joshua said that out of all the good that I have spoken to you about our God. If he is not worthy to be served, make a choice. Listen, the opportunity will not be given to you to say that God forced us. And for you who want to play both sides of the fence, you want to worship God and those who are not nor gods, you will make a choice. Here is where the old man is famous for this written quotation that is taken from Joshua, the 24th chapter and the 15th verse. And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose this day who will you serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Ammonites in whose land you now dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. The 16th verse says, and the people answered and said, God forbid that we should forsake this good God to serve other gods. And the 17th verse says, for the Lord our God, he brought us up, we know this, out of the land of Egypt. It is still in our remembrance. Out of the house of bondage with great signs, and kept us in all the ways we traveled through and among these people. But God, the prophet, the heart reader, stood up in the old man. For God knew the leaders and God knew the people's heart. But God desired to provoke them to sincerity. He said in Joshua 24th chapter in the 19th through the 21st verses, if you forsake the Lord and serve strange gods, then he, God, will turn and do to you hurt and consume you after he has done you good. But the people spoke to Joshua and said, we will serve the Lord. Chapter 24 of that book in the 29th verse states, the servant of the Lord died at the age of 110 years old. The old man was 10 years younger than Moses when Moses died. But listen, but the end of his life was better than living in the land of Canaan. But the end of his life was better than living in the land of Canaan. For he saw for a nice period of time something that looked it better than grapes, something that looked it better than milk and honey. It says in the Joshua, the 23rd verse through the 31st verse of that same chapter, this is what he saw. Israel served the Lord. Israel served the Lord throughout his lifetime and the lifetime of the elders who outlived Joshua, who had experienced everything the Lord had done for Israel. He witnessed them continuing in obedience to the faith, and that gave him joy to his heart and in his heart. Here we are, coming down to the end of this. The old man had a testimony. The old man had a testimony. I fought a good fight. I shared the faith and was effective. Can I say that one more time? I fought a good fight. I shared. I deposit. I spoke of the faith, and I was effective. Now I can enter into my rest. Victory, let us share with 70. As I come to the close of this, victory, let us celebrate his resurrection. Victory, let us share with 70 that Jesus is coming. May God bless you and may God keep you.